Chichatanga. Oh, inongotanga zisina art. Gentlemen, we noticed over the weekend that we've got new Cup Kings in Zimbabwe, in Dynamos. They are now Cup Kings. They want Chibuku Cup. Three-peat, guys. Three-peat. They're the Cup Kings now. Remember what Caps United used to do in 1996, 97, 98? BP, Madison, Jesus, Ichitora.
What are my different tournaments?
And up kune one. Kune one.
Cup Kings.
My Cup Kings.
Yeah, well, they've made the tournament their own. I think we can't begrudge them. They're doing well in that tournament. It's something that you can just look at and admire, especially with the winning goal. I mean, it was made for the moment.
That was a good goal.
And it's fun enough. I know this may actually be an unpopular view, but I think Triangle were actually the better side in terms of exchanges. But Dynamos, they know how to win these games.
Hence Cup Kings.
Yeah, and they did. In terms of exchanges on the field of play, I think Triangle were slightly the better side for me. I know it's an opinion. But experience, I think, came to play in Dynamo's favor, and they were able to cross the line, and they did so where it mattered. Actually, the funny part, they were somehow preparing for penalties.
Triangle.
No, Dynamos. Yes, they were preparing for penalties because we were just close by the technical bench, and we were actually laughing. I remember I was talking to my colleagues via the communication devices. I was like, guys, prepare the penalties graphics. And
because these guys
are actually preparing
for penalties.
For penalties. Yeah. Like you know what, you can't then fault them because they got to the final by way of penalty shootouts, and psychologically they were prepared, and they knew if they were going to go that route, they were going to probably win it. So somehow then
they found that goal.
Enesio Perez Jr. happened.
Rabbit out of the hat.
And it was just something else.
Yeah. Dara. Yainzichi magenga yaimboenda achinotamba bhora for mari yainzichi game rere. Money game. Dynamos more of a money game kind of team.
Looking at the past season that we have just witnessed, Dynamos were struggling, especially in the first part of the season. Then the turnaround of the second half of the season, they improved, especially when Kayundu came in as the head coach. So many things there to change, but taking nothing away from Dynamos, as we all know, kana dongira kuda kufa kana to horse rada kufa, the last kicks of a dying horse are dangerous.
But I know so far.
Ayo ndo paraka mukira kai papa barizungufa zvekutamba. So what I'm trying to say is, when you look at Dynamos, especially in this Chibuku Cup, for the past 3 seasons, they've been relying heavily on it as their own. They cannot win any other cup except for Chibuku Cup. Ininde choti mukombe wemasese, but hey nditombo ziyato ningwa wakoshera kudaro.
Ndo uripo kawe.
Ndo ega uritori.
Ukapinda desert, then you happen to come across a container, a super unenyuta. No. That's what is there. Which on its own is an unfortunate situation obtaining in our game. Because there are teams that we all know are not going to win the Premier League. It's given. Yeah, the teams are not going to win, but they are only shot at silverware. Is these tournaments,
and of which you only have one.
You only have one, and it's
you remember those days when we used to have what? 2 or 3.
We used to have almost 7, 8 cups.
My
We
guy.
have the Zifa
You had
Unity
your
Cup.
Zifa, your Castle Cup,
your BP trophy.
your BP.
That one for the bed also.
You had, countless trophies to the point of, I remember there was a funny game where it was, I think, Western Union,
Yeah.
the tournament that you had Dynamos and Cape United in the final.
In the final.
So it was awkward for people because I think their corporate colors are black and yellow. Is it so?
Yeah, black and yellow.
So Dynamos were black. And like people were like,
But for Cape United, it would make sense.
yeah, because
the yellow is in
they've
there.
got yellow.
Yeah, for
But
Dynamos-
then during that era, it was, the green was so dominant, that the yellow was not even visible, just like red for Dynamos. Dynamos, red has always been there. And at some point back in the day, they would put on red uniform. But people generally associated with blue. So it was a bit awkward. But then you want to look at least you had tournaments.
Even the small teams will have a chance to win a trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, Cape United back then, they were not winning the Premiership. It was once in
a blue moon.
But they were winning trophies. They were winning
those
cups. You get
because
it.
there were so many. Hence the name
Cup
Kings.
Kings. And their clout would then grow. So at the end of the day, I think we need to have a situation whereby we move towards engagement with the corporate world and show them value in partnering our game and sponsoring our game, what it then does. Remember the days of Mbada Dynamos. I don't think BP was fine. I loved BP so much. I don't think up until now we have had anything close to that tournament. Mbada Diamonds was just out of this world. You get it? This is what makes the game tick. You want to have that. So I don't know. I hope going into the next season, we're going to see a lot of, and I know PSO now under the leadership of Rodeo Tab, they have it in them, young, fresh brands, I think, they have it in them to really
lure
these big corporates. Imagine we used to have your Buddy Cup, imagine these big telecom companies. I think within their coffers they actually have enough to spare for a tournament, maybe a top 8 if push comes to shove. Let's have that.
Yeah, it would be great because Highlanders and Cape United would miss out on that one. That would be the only thing that is there.
And
But
Dynamos will be there.
no, they've stopped 8 from the bottom. Let's talk about Dynamos' success. Last time they won the Chibuku Super Cup, right? But then decided not to participate in the CAF Champions League. Do you see them participating this time around, or it's the same problem again?
Because of the sponsorship that they are having with Sakunda, maybe they might be able to do so. But once you're pulled out of the CAF competitions, you are supposed to serve a suspension, maybe for 1 or 2 seasons before you come back. Remember, Islanders were once suspended for not participating in the CAF tournaments when they had qualified some years back, for 2 or 3 seasons back when they pulled out. But it is sad for Zimbabwean football that a team like Dynamos cannot fulfill their fixtures, especially in the CAF jungle. We need teams like Dynamos, we need teams like Highlanders, Cape United, even the new babies on the grass, Simba Bora, FC Platinum, and also Scotland, to take part in this tournament so that they can also help us grow the football that we want to see achieve. Even the national team, they get the exposure that is required for the national team, for our players, so that they can also be seen and be scouted by better teams and better clubs outside of Zimbabwe.
Yeah, remember, guys, when we used to have 2 teams in the Champions League?
At one time we had 4.
Yeah, that was because of the performances that our teams would have. The tournament, Dynamos going all the way to the final 98, mini league stages, group stages and stuff like that. That was good for football, and we had a lot of these players getting exposure at the highest of level. So we need to get back to those days where we have got a situation whereby we compete at that level. I think the last team that did well was Cape United.
I was about to guess that.
When Cape United got to the mini league, I think that's 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but then again, I think it comes back to our level of organization within our game and how our finances are in our game. Are we having corporate partnerships in the game? Because if we have those, we'll be stable. I want to take you back to that specific era that we're talking about. Cape United, I think they had Zamalek, they had MC Alger, they had Al Ahly Tripoli. So if you look at it, they are making trips to North Africa. Man, and all these teams that they are playing
are big teams.
They are big teams that actually have private jets.
Yeah,
you get it. So we need to have a situation whereby we develop our game to a certain extent that it's attractive to the corporate world, and our teams will grow big. We also need to change the way we manage our team. We've got to make a transition from a recreational kind of setup to a commercial.
But we've been calling for that for the longest time.
Yeah.
Why are we still in this hole?
It comes back to policy and the laws that govern our game. When we come up or when we formulate constitutions, we need to have that in mind to say, if teams don't want to think this way, we will think for them this way. We will channel. So we will make sure that whosoever is not able to meet these requirements will not be at this stage. So that.
But don't you have a situation where some clubs are a bit bigger than the policy? Like, take for example, if Dynamos doesn't conform to certain rules and regulations, what are you going to do to them?
Here's the thing: you cannot be bigger than law or policy. Because at some point, or the constitution, it will expose you. You want to look at, for example, this season, this just ended season it be as testimony to what I'm saying. If they had lost the last game, they were going to be relegated.
Well,
yes, because whatever had happened, and it had been said. But because it had to be shown that no one is bigger than the law, even whatever was being said was, judgments came to say, no, hakuna zvinhu zvakadaro. If you fail, you're going to get relegated. And if they continue with whatever was happening this season, at Dynamos, next season would even be worse.
But is there a chance that we have organizational structure in all of our Premier League teams?
We can.
It's simply a matter of policy.
How do you enforce it? That's where the question is.
That's a good question.
There's a code of conduct for everything that we do.
There is something called club licensing, right? Which we have. It tells you the requirements for any team for any club to be recognized as a club. There are structures that they have. I think part of it is you need to have a board where there is, secretariat and everything is there. You need to have an academy. You need there are structures there. You need to have a ladies team.
A ladies team now is
a
must.
So now most of our clubs are illegal when it comes to CAF standards. So you realize even if you win the league and you are Kwekwe United, you are probably not going to qualify to play for these if they are going to enforce the club licensing requirement. So it's a matter of adhering to what club licensing says. If you don't have an academy, you are not recognized. If you do not have a ladies team, you are not recognized.
Are you telling me that of all the 18 teams that participated this season, they all have club licenses?
No.
So that's where my point is. They were still participating in our league.
This is one reason why Dynamos last year also failed to participate in this season in the African Jungle, because they did not have a ladies team. They only formed that team this year. But if your team is in the African Safari, it means the ladies team must automatically also qualifies. You carry them within your ticket of being champions.
Yeah, but still, my point is, you're talking about club licensing as a form of enforcing organizational structures in clubs, right? But this season, we've got teams that don't have organizational structures, but that are still participating in the league.
The issue is, you've got to look at our situation maybe from a position whereby you understand where we're coming from. We're coming from the ban. Football was no longer what it should be in Zimbabwe. It was a bit, for the lack of a better word, abnormal. Now we are taking baby steps actually towards normalization of the game, whereby a lot of compromises or a number of compromises are being, witnessed, so that at least maybe the game can move. For example, the standard here was you're not going to sit on the bench if you do not have CAF A qualification as head coach. But now you can have waivers. Some are there because they are looking at a situation whereby they want to have football progress, not football to suffer. Yeah. But as we go, I think we with each passing year and season, we need to go to a point whereby
but how long?
I believe with PSL and Ziva, they've got a time frame for that. For the it's actually called the FIFA Connect all over the world. Where all your players from the academy to the senior team and also from the ladies side are on the FIFA portal. The transfers are basically done on that portal. It's the same as the one that they use with Cristiano or Lionel Messi transferring from one club to another club. So what FIFA did, it was for the benefit, especially for African football. There were so many agencies who were coming to Africa to take out the talent. They will get the more money. When Dynamos or Highlanders are selling somebody, they sell somebody for 50,000. But there must be a certain percentage for development fee. Did this player just come out from Norway? If a player is brought up from the under 10s from Dynamos Football Club, all the way to the first team, also to the national team, and is scouted maybe by, let's say, maybe Mamelodi Sundowns. And Mamelodi Sundowns offers Dynamos 2 million rands. That's a lot of money if we are talking about 2 million in rands. That money, it also helps the junior setup for Dynamos so that the football pyramid in terms of financial assistance can always grow. Now, today, we're looking at a system that is flawed. If you look at the football pyramid here in Zimbabwe, we are complaining about these tournaments. Remember when we were growing up, we used to have Coca-Cola tournaments for kids. We used to have the best of Africa for juniors. But today these tournaments are no longer there because the football pyramid is not there. We need, if a sponsor is coming on board, it's not for the first team. It's for all the teams that are branded with Dynamos, Highlanders, Caps United, Scotland, or
whatever team that it is.
This is where we are failing our football. This is where football is failing because we are not developing talent in the right way because of the financial circumstances that we have. Today, Dynamos does not even have junior teams. Do you even recognize Dynamos as junior footballs? Do we have them?
Yeah. I saw them play.
In Glenora?
No. The last Harare derby.
They played.
Was from the very, very young.
But
where do they pick them from?
But if I tell you,
it's their juniors.
If I tell you,
from where?
It's not their juniors. I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you where they are coming from. Those boys are coming from Glenora. There's a team from Glenora, from the Glenora suburb that they are using as Dynamos because they are not funding the Dynamos. They used to have the juniors, which they were funding.
So are you telling me they are not Dynamos juniors?
They are not Dynamos juniors.
Who are they?
They are the boys from Glenora.
Yeah,
are they wearing
coach? Why are they wearing? Dynamos juniors can come from Glenora.
But the coach is from Glenora, owns the team, not Dynamos. They are using them. I'm into junior football. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to find out what do you mean they're using them.
They use them to fill the fixtures in the Harare province. Junior football.
As who?
As Dynamos. But
that makes them Dynamos.
How can you be Dynamos?
Wait. Are you saying from a point of view of funding, that these guys are not from. They're not
not being
Dynamos,
funded
but they're wearing the kit, the Dynamos kit.
Do they have the kit? Do they have the kit?
Okay.
So this is a very yellow.
All right.
We only know them with blue, white. Nowadays, we know them with red. The previous years.
Yeah, that's straight. Anyway, guys, we're running away from what we're talking about here, and still focusing on Dynamos. We hear rumors. Their coach might be going. Their star player might be going as well. Let's start off with their star player, Jalai. He could be moving to Scotland, according to rumors.
Well, I think it's I know it's probably not also going to be a popular opinion, but I feel it's long overdue. He has done his part. He has run the course.
He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be a Dynamos, that guy.
Not now.
Not now.
You need to move. The career has to grow. The career has to grow because
and also the financial side also.
Yeah, that's the growth that I'm talking about. Whilst loyalty is one of the attributes that I value so much at any level, but you also need to look at this is a career for him. You need to grow. If there are better opportunities financially for you elsewhere, yes, you always be loyal to the brand that gave you the name. But if you've got an opportunity to go and further and better your life, I would not begrudge him if he does. In fact, I would tell him, I think it's time you move. Dynamos will always make heroes.
Yeah,
another one will rise up.
Yeah.
So if you've done your part, you've done your part. Because at the end of the day, like they say, you've got kids. You've got to feed these kids. You've got to take them to school and stuff.
And not only that, it's the talent. Now you're going to a team that has arguably one of Zimbabwe's best coaches, a team that is also going to be playing in the CAF Champions League. That is an opportunity that is too good to let go. Yeah,
I believe with such talent, I think it is great for Jalai to move to Scotland. We want the best players to represent our nation. So Scotland being in the African safari, it means that they are representing Zimbabwe. They are no longer representing themselves. We want the best squad. We want them to do well.
He switched.
No, I'm allowed to switch. I'm allowed to switch. No, I'm allowed to switch.
I thought there was only one Scotland fan here. I thought there was one. Where did you jump?
There is this parade taking on, and a lot of people want to jump onto the bedwalker.
Yeah.
We know.
All the way. So it's not all about Scotland itself. It's all about our nation to represent it at the highest level. So I think it will be a good move. And also remember, Jalai is also playing in the national team, and he will be at the AFCON. And
No. He may be.
He will be.
My guy, you will be shocked by this.
As much as I don't want to say this, who's the better right back in Zimbabwe right now?
It's not about who's the better right back. It's about who the coach wants there.
Who fits in his
because
style
better
of
is
play.
very subjective. It's not cast in stone.
It could be the style of play. Yeah?
You know what? There's one thing that people should understand. A guy could be absolutely fantastic
But
in
never
the
make
local
it.
league, scoring goals and doing stuff, right? But if he doesn't fit in a coach's system, he's not going to be picked.
You won't be picked.
And we will be seated here wondering, why wasn't he picked? He was doing this.
And part of it can it's funny. Let's move on.
Anyway, so July to Scotland might happen.
I
hope it happens.
We haven't touched the Kaindu bit for me.
battle, Hard Rock
I
versus
think,
Dynamos.
I think
Who's winning?
well, that kind of a battle, I don't think Dynamos can win.
Yeah,
if
Dynamos
there is
can't.
such a battle, because you're looking at these teams. These are new money bags coming in. They have the best stadium in the country. Every coach would want, imagine the kind of office you will have at that pitch, at that stadium. Imagine the kind of car that you're going to be given to be driving. Imagine the salary.
The package is coming.
So, look, KK came to Zimbabwe to look for employment, to better his life. So, the best conditions that would give him an answer to that are what he would naturally go for. But it depends. He's called pastor. He may be one of those that live off principle and may not be that much
no one lives
about
off principle.
About
But
money.
how long is his contract at Dynamos? It ends
I
at
think
the end
it
of this.
ends. That's
that
is a strange thing though with Dynamos for me. Whoever engages players and coaches, the length of the contracts that they give out is strange. Every 31st of December, Dynamos will probably be having 3 players or none. Every year they have to.
They'll have 3 players and the 7 million supporters.
In the middle of the season, don't they notice the players that they want to keep and those that they want to
Do you know the problem with Dynamos?
let go?
already know.
Those that you want to keep, then extend their contract.
And negotiate those that you want from elsewhere. Go buy them.
Go buy them.
Look. When everybody was thinking Cape United were busy fighting relegation, they were busy signing players.
Yeah.
And they've got a team for next season.
You get it. I think for me,
That was good.
that's being proactive. You don't be shocked if they have a good season next season.
They will.
Because they would have prepared for it. And Dynamos on its own is a brand. Islanders, these are brands.
These are brands,
that can attract, some of these talents. So I don't know what happens at Dynamos sometimes.
Yeah, well, I guess Ndoyata Chitara organizational.
Strange.
Anyway, so we might see Kaindu going to Hard Rock. I find it very difficult to see him stay at Dynamos because of the reasons that you just put in there. And what does it mean for Dynamos going into next season, though? Losing Kaindu, who on the market right now could be good.
He's selling like hotcakes. I know him, Kaindu, Coach Kaka, Genesis Mangombe, and Debet
Would
Maro.
Mangombe want to come back?
Not to Dynamos. I'm just saying these guys are selling like hotcakes. I hear Simba Bora, they are rumored to
also,
be after him.
Genesis.
Yeah.
What happened to Lupatla?
Lupatla is rumored to be going to
Platinum.
FC Platinum. Yeah, it's
Yeah, okay. That is very interesting.
I don't know if it's recycling of coaches or transfers
that's
of coaches.
very interesting. If Lupatla is going to FC Platinum, then Genesis will be going to...
I wonder what is
Simba
happening.
Bora.
What is happening at Manica Diamonds? You're most likely going to hear something.
Yeah.
Again,
Someone
especially
going there.
this upcoming season.
Oh, this is going to be
You see,
interesting.
there are names that you should, if you've got a post and these guys are free, they give you a headache.
Yeah.
You are a coach at Manica Diamonds, and Aloyd Stembo is not coaching any team now. You're like, am I safe?
Yeah, because you could be gone at any moment.
Yeah, that's how that's how the matrix is. It's dog eat dog.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but yeah.
But for the let's talk about Simba Bora for the sake of consistency. Wouldn't they would want to keep Joe Lupatla, extend his contract, give him a little more money?
I think it would be wise for me. But sometimes if FC Platinum comes with a better package, I would rather, it means he was going to jump ship. But for me, if I was Joel Lupasha, to be honest with you, I cannot say last season was at Dynamos. This season I'm at Simba Bora. Next year I'm jumping ship to another one. I need to settle. I need to work.
But that's the same. That's the same conversation we were having about Emmanuel Jalai and Kelvin Kaindu, isn't it? That if the package is good, I'm going to think about my babies at home.
But now, do you know one thing about coaching? You need stability. You need to be at one team for a longer period so that you create.
What if you've not been lucky to have a stable environment and you're still looking for one?
He's still looking for a home.
Yeah.
He's probably still looking for a home.
Yeah.
Maybe that can be a challenge.
But that is difficult now for. I'm more concerned the coaches will make a life. I'm more concerned about Simba Bora itself. Like Tondra Ndirai, right? Joe Lupatla. Now they're looking for another coach. This is 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
What does it mean for the identity of the club?
Yeah, well, it depends with the owners, really. If you go to Yada, for example, unfortunately they got relegated. But whoever came to Yada would play the Yada way. So identity it should be part of the club ethos. It's something that these are values that are already cultivated within, from the gate to the highest office, you need to understand and know the standards can be there. So, whilst I agree that, you know what, coaches sometimes need to settle, not be nomadic, but if there is need for coaches to move, then they will have to move. And I'll tell you, some of these clubs that we look at and speak of highly, they are still learning. Simba Bora is still a very young club. Yeah, very young club in the Premiership. They may have won it, yes, but they're a very young club. Yes, they rode on their financial muscle, and they won. There are certain aspects that they're still learning structurally. Having the right players, right people in the right offices and everything. It's not something that happens overnight. So some of the things that you see or these movements emanate from these premises.
And also the background of a coach, it also determines what he wants also in life. Because when you are moving from Harare or from Bulawayo and you are going to Shamba to stay there, maybe things will not be what you want.
That's
you want to move.
Another thing, isn't
But
it?
Not necessarily with Simba.
They're always
Because
based
everything happens in Harare. The match day is the one that is in Shamba.
Oh,
but
okay.
pretty much everything
happens
happens here. But these environments, they are a bit tricky sometimes.
Yeah, let's talk about the Mighty Warriors, guys. They had a 3 Nations tournament. They won against Malawi by 2-1. They're sitting on top of the log by goal difference. They play against Zambia, who have been a bit tricky, which is still a bit funny for me. You remember the days when we used to beat Anana
Everyone.
Zambia 11-0
in the region.
In the region.
Beat everyone.
With our eyes closed.
Even the mighty South Africa.
They would suffer.
beat them.
Yeah, but the challenge now, I think the biggest challenge with Zimbabwean football is we've let down the girl child. We only take them serious when they want to go and participate for the international games. Look, right now we should be qualifying for the World Cup. We went to the Olympics. We did not perform well, but just qualifying. Just qualifying there was supposed to be the bridge to the next or the future generations of the girl child to perform. This is the reason why I'm always complaining it. Why is it chinchakatendesa panzvimbo yakanaka tinochisiya toda kuedza zvimwe zvinhu? All the time you hear this thing, these girls, they come back, they are suffering. These guys, these girls are going into camp. You want them to do well. You support them. You bring people to give them gifts. But after coming from such tournaments, you disband the national team. When you realize that you want the national team, you call again those young ladies. Now these young ladies are no longer young ladies. Some of them are in their 30s. Where is the next generation coming from?
I think we need to talk about development as well. Have we got the structures to develop young talent in the females football scene?
We don't have.
If we don't have that for their male counterparts, don't expect to have that for the female. I'm not saying this to spite anyone or stuff, but I think there are actions that are being taken to remedy the situation. We've got a very passionate TD now, trying to change these things. But I would concur with what he said. This is a side that we have neglected in our football, yet a side where the best chances for success for us in football actually lies there. Because if we are serious about it, we can then achieve success. If you want to see, there's always efforts being made to outsource the best of technical knowledge when it comes to the male game. So you're going to have your local research who are not really good.
But it's always
your
outsourcing those.
Exactly, your Marinika and stuff. If it's warrior, it's mighty warriors. Stetelello's band. No problem. She's probably one of the best brains.
Yeah.
If you talk to her, and she's doing very well, but she's earning her stripes. But it's always it's Mlauzi, and all these
The in and out of Mlauzi.
Takaendisa Jongwe at some point, who are also very big football brains. But we're saying already it shows
where our focus is.
We are focusing. Look, during the time when we had Cloud Dieter Pachos, he was assisting the girl child. That's when they got to qualify for the Olympics.
That guy was great.
You get it? So at the end of the day, success is a deliberate process. You plan to succeed. There are two things that are obvious in this life. Success and failure. A person who's succeeding is obvious that's who's going to succeed. A person who's going to fail, you're going to fail. That's the thing. If we do not implement things that work, we should not expect results. Or if we've got things that work like he alluded to, then we ditch them. We should expect disaster. And sometimes we chop and change unnecessarily. You know, I also feel the women's game thrived so much during Mavis Gumbo's era. She was so good. These are people that you also want to look at. How did you do it? Even to the incumbent. Go sit with these people. You guys achieved the success.
Even give them advisory roles.
Exactly. How did you manage to unlock value? You know, during Mavis Gumbo's time, women football actually had tournaments.
Yeah.
They would play cup games. So that and because I happen to know a bit about it because I would cover a lot of it. It was a different setup now. So now we've gone back
decades,
and we have the retrogression is serious.
We have situations where sides like Botswana used to beat 50.
I mean, we lose to Botswana, Namibia. You know,
trounced those.
It's like we can't play Zambia and Tanzania anymore.
Yeah.
But these are sides that would beat. Would only have headaches with South Africa. Now
I think that was the only match that would wait for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the other teams
knew Kosovo tournaments that we held. Yeah.
The final will be Zimbabwe
versus South Africa.
Yeah.
One of those will win.
But now
you know, I remember one tournament that the Mighty Warriors played. The goals were so many, too many, that the reporter then, she ended up as one of our bosses, but she's no longer with us. She could not come up with a proper script to say, I will link this goal and this goal in this new story. So she just said Zimbabwe won by this. She had a soundtrack, Macarena soundtrack, and the goals were just quite. Because, I mean, you're talking of more than 10 goals.
Yeah,
so
how do you even
we were that developed during the time when the likes of Stetelo Band were playing, your talent Zulus, Rose Mukadzas. We were good and we were moving. You know, your Naichinga we were moving. But now, back then, you could, you know, the funny part, I'm telling you, the teams that played, they had Rose Mukadza, Melody Msasa, Talent Zulu, Stetelo Band, Ruth Banda. What was this? This one, Nomsa Boys Moyo. There was Precious Impala. There was Pretty Piri. There was. I can't do this with the current setup. Because of my profession, I would know a number of them. But back then, you were clear as to
anyone
who's going to play,
who's playing,
who's
scoring the goals,
and you know
you would know that.
One thing that really pains me is that we as much as we might take the blame also to Zifa or those who are running the women's league, I'm looking also at the former players themselves. A few have ventured into football itself, either as coaches or as physical trainers or managers. No.
Is it a lucrative industry?
No, I don't blame them.
But you know the challenge that we will face as a nation now is because when we don't have those women coaches coaching the girl child, it is difficult for male coaches to coach the girl child.
Also, no, I'm trying to establish.
Most parents, do they trust men?
You know what? If we go, if we fall victims of this feminism parade and everything, we'll have issues. You know what? Coaching football is coaching football. If I'm going to coach a girls' team, these are my kids.
Yes.
The way I handle my daughter
is the
you
same
are the
way
way that these guys would do. If I've seen it in the modern world where men now are viewed as these perverts,
perverts.
pedophiles. It's wrong.
Yeah.
You get it? And we are missing out. Look, we talked about the Cloud Ditapajos era. And after that, you had Maxwell against Zajongo. There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with these men assisting. I think now.
I still maintain that the former players didn't have an opportunity, or if they had an opportunity, it wasn't lucrative enough for them to then say, I spent 10 years playing football. What have I got to prove?
Nobody say munakaenda ku Germany. Olympics. Odzoka chipiwa $5 pasiva house.
The phone they never got.
They never got the phones.
They remained a story. We don't even know what happened to those.
Yeah,
but the issue is, I think our system, in terms of rewarding even the former players. If I go into management, right, word is I think Michael Nis was getting 10,000. Is it 10,000?
10,000. Yeah.
Right. Do you think if Kaitano Tembo was the one who was given the Warriors job to go, who you think was going to get 10,000?
It's a very good question, that one. Very good question.
So we despise our own. We pull each other down.
But isn't that also a problem of our coaches that don't demand that kind of money?
They do.
They do.
Yeah, some of them.
And then we say no.
Sometimes when you're not employed,
you know what? At the end of the day, you also have
you rather take
mouths to feed at home.
Yeah.
So you probably come
negotiate
to a compromise.
All right.
Okay.
A perfect example: $650 a month
Yeah.
for a team like Dynamos. The head coach is getting like what they say in the social media.
I don't think those are just. There's
All right,
no
even
such thing as that.
Yeah.
Even $2,000 for a team like Dynamos Islanders.
There's no such thing as us. I know some of it will be wars and stuff. You know.
Anyway, let's move to the senior men's Africa Cup of Nations coming up 21 December, isn't it? And the preparations. Are you guys happy with how? I mean, the guys have only come into camp. When was it? Monday. When, was it Sunday or Monday?
The 1st of December.
That was Monday.
The 1st of December.
Yeah.
Arriving today. Basically, for me, I'm not even happy.
Yeah.
We've got a bloated squad. 54. It's too much.
Yeah, but it gives the coach a chance to look at all the players.
We don't need chances here. We need a squad. Already, we've been playing these qualifiers for a long time. The coach must know exactly, must have videos of the teams that we're playing. The lineups, he must have videos, watch the games that we played before and see if he needs a replacement for such a position. Because right now, to be honest with you, 54 players, it's a confusion. And this is a recipe for disaster.
Bevan,
we only got less than, 18 days.
Bevan, you think the same thing? It's plotted?
Yeah, and under normal circumstances, I would concur to say...
But this is not normal. Is that what you're saying?
It's ours are really normal circumstances. What?
Ours are really normal?
Yeah, they're really normal. I think I would understand the coach wanting to have a look at a number of players because there were questions already with being asked about some of the players that were actually there.
Yeah.
People questioning, is it not Pinda say it? You get it? So the coach
Bevan,
may need to have a look at a few.
Bevan, is this not part of a PR program where we will say we included everyone?
It can be that.
But they did not make it.
They did not make it.
Yeah, it can be that.
There
but
are some players that need to be slipped under the carpet so that they
but
find their way
what I'll tell you is definitely you're going to have some. There are going to be a few surprises. Some who were guaranteed a seat on that plane before the departure of Michael Nis will not be on that plane. Some who were not anywhere near that, you will be shocked.
Will be on
You
the
see
plane.
them on the plane. That's one plus that may come. There is a certain somebody that's going to be there, who people did not maybe think he would. Unfortunately, one I was thinking would probably be on that plane. For some reason, he was told not to come to the camp because apparently he was said to be unfit.
Who's that?
It was Abubakar Moffat, I think. He was going to sneak in because he has got.
I thought he was injured.
His feet.
How can you be injured when the season is over?
He
slipped,
got a knock against Cape United, but he is since recovered. But
I really wanted to see him.
That guy is a talent.
I really wanted to see him.
We're losing so much.
I thought he was one person that the camp would have been interested to have a look at, because sometimes if you do not have these great creative legs in the middle of the park, you need players like him who can come up with the right pass, and he's got the good passing range and the brains, positional discipline.
I've seen a lot of teams in Africa bring in. Was it the last Africa Cup of Nations where Cameroon brought in an injured player? Was it Cameroon or Nigeria?
It's a common thing in Africa.
Yeah. So in the hope
there are players that
yeah, but if this now my point is that
these are teams that will make it to the later stages of the tournament.
Yeah,
so you want your best player even if he is injured.
So my point is, if Abubakar has got a knock, they're medics
no longer is.
Let's just give it the benefit of the doubt. He's injured, right? They're medics in Zimbabwe, right? They can tell us the time frame of recovery, right? So why is it that we're not ready to?
Yeah, maybe we have enough cover.
You think we've got enough cover?
That depends on what
for him. He thinks
no, but you
do you think?
Our midfield for me is an area of concern. Really, ever since you could tell that Andre Nomota is not there in most of these games. Not that he's a wow player, no,
but he has influence.
But he drives.
Yeah, there are things that you see are missing. I don't know.
For me, I think I can just try to add something to what you want to say. He is a better ball carrier than most of our midfielders. He can also fight without the ball. So we are having somebody like Nakamba playing the same position as Abubakar Moffat. Once Abubakar Moffat plays in that role, this is the end game of Nakamba. To be honest with you, I'm not going to hide
on the bench. We've got a replacement is Corbin Chimedza. Any opinion on that?
I have no idea who that is.
I had to Google.
I'm just. It's a name that I. Honestly, I understand this from MK Dons at some point. It is playing. Let us be careful of one thing. Yeah, being in the lower divisions doesn't mean a person isn't good. They can come and shock you like no man's business because they probably were waiting for an opportunity to come and play. But my point is, I really didn't know anything about. Say for it's a name that I've heard. Okay, he's playing in Portugal, and being a Chimedza, it's not a new name in rugby football. So you are then.
But is he the same Chimedza boys?
No, I have no idea.
From news circulating is that he's one of the sons of the guys who owns businesses in town. But for me, if he was Zimbabwean born,
you're gonna start another nyaya.
No, but I don't have a problem with that. In any personal, if you ask me, I think this has been a big problem in Zimbabwean football, where certain players are denied chances because of background. If I'm born in affluence and privilege, it should not be a point where
but we've never had. If he was born here,
that is a wrong mentality that we had, whereby we think football is played by people from where I come from, my identity suburb. No,
but my challenge, you've got Devin.
What?
But my challenge, if this boy was born here in Zimbabwe and we've never heard of him, my brother. There's something fishy about this.
No.
How can you just
listen? we hear of doubt because he's born in DeMbare there, where you make noise in DeMbare there.
Yeah.
There are boys that are born here. They go to Admin
George's or
House, St.
St.
George's.
George's,
Straight
How
from there,
come?
they are going to Europe.
Yeah.
You know, you remember?
Yeah,
you
I know.
Back during our school days, I remember the likes of St. George's. They would always get punishment. Sometimes they would tell you, our boys are not going to be playing in that funny field of yours.
Yeah, they would
Because
not.
they would not do that. So they would tour the likes of Barcelona. They would do. Some of the
And
boys would go.
there is talent that how is
No,
it
I've
that
watched-
we don't have players that come from those kind of schools?
The problem is, even in our premiership now, you do not have an affluent side.
Yeah.
Affluent, by affluent, I mean you do not have a side that is, you can say, is best maybe
within those suburbs.
Within those suburbs.
The last,
It's-
the last team that we had was Motor Action. Before Motor Action,
yeah,
was
it
like-
was,
it was sort of,
but it was a middle thing anyway.
But
We're talking
I'm
of
just-
affluence, like your north of Samora
Samora.
thing. You get it? It doesn't mean, like, for example, the boy is born into an affluent setup, right? He should not be disadvantaged because he's good. He can play. Let him
if
play.
he can play, he can play.
But we want to personalize the football, not run education.
Aiwa, but what are- But in Zvakafanana nori, I can give you a good example. Chakuchichi, and it's somebody. It's a name that we've all known. But I think at St. John's up, and I've been watching these boys from St. John's. But my interviews have annoyed. You can tell even the other guys of the other color, they are very, very good. But we all don't know them because we're coming from Bari or from our ghettos. But they are very good and very intelligent.
How is it that our Premier League is called the Premier Soccer League?
Ndo pa tikutaura
Zimbabwe
baba-
Premier Soccer League.
Aiwa.
And we have only one race of players.
I think,
Are we accommodative?
no. I think our counterparts. This is a game that they did not want to maybe invest in so much because of, I think, some of the things that happen in our game.
Lack of
I'll give you a
professionalism.
simple example. Over the weekend, I was in Chired covering Chibuku Super Cup. We did our usual thing. We got on time and everything, our transition and everything. 3 o'clock.
Game hasn't started.
The game hasn't started. 3:05.
Game
Quarter past, 20 past. And the issue was about match balls.
Match balls.
Yeah. Match balls
Akomana.
were a problem
Saka-
because Dynamos wanted their 5 and Triangle 5. Triangle was saying, no, the teams that are at home, they are playing, they are the ones that are supplying balls. Then I went to ask the officials there. The match commissioner was there. I was like, guys, I'm on air. You are now disadvantaged. I have dead air now. I'm supposed to be showing this. Mabora enya, are they normal balls? Is it air and leather?
Or is it helium? What did you put in
exactly?
Yeah.
Some guy from I'm like,
Aiwa, hiyo
Yeah,
inototambika
that's-
bora.
so-
Inototambika
so these
bora.
are things that these guys probably would not want to
Yeah.
then. But I
Be associated with.
feel they can come up with their own side. And
Yeah, but still you're playing within a system that is not organized.
you can then organize the system. If you see something is wrong, and you can correct, because you can't choose to be associated with the brand 263 when it suits you. When it doesn't,
And then you disappear.
you disappear. There are times that you want to be proud 263, and there are times that you say,
Isn't, this is
if
the
there's
video.
something that you feel is not right in 263, go correct 263. Your contribution will be there.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, very interesting there. But guys, before we close off, we were talking about the Africa Cup of Nations with what's happening.